Today is Sunday, March 12th. So Ivana and myself are leaving tomorrow to Australia. So we're leaving in the morning. So she's kind of wrapping everything up right now. She'll be here in a little bit. But today, since she's kind of just everything low key right now, just cardio, high rep, and then just getting ready for the show, I'm gonna bring you what we're gonna call Arnold Austrailia Armageddon. So people have been asking for an arm day, so it's kind of a boys' day. I got 3 of my clients here today. We're gonna go through a big arm workout so I can get ready for Australia. I look good going down there representing the USA. And then we'll do some posing. So tag along today, get some good arm workout for you to try. And we'll go from there. Let's go. A type of drop set you can do, or rest pause, quick rest pause. So what we do is 10 reps, you wait 10 seconds, 10 reps, wait 10 seconds, 10 reps. So we're doing this for our first exercise on both bicep and tricep to warm it up for the supersets that are going to be coming with it afterwards. That's 10. All right, so our first set of biceps here, first exercise is going to be these rope curls. What we're really focused on here is the brachial radialis. So this muscle right here that separates the 2 bicep heads. So he's firing this right here, you're curling it in, and he's doing the same concept. So we want to keep the intensity going on this first thing. Intensity. So he did 10, this is Ben, he's gonna wait 10 seconds. Count in your head. Then 10 more. You can do this exercise either standing up with it on the bottom on the ground, boy, going up, or I like trying to laying down. Just because it takes all your swaying motion out of it, strictly biceps and getting after it. Transition to our first superset, we're going into biceps first. So what we're doing here is, it's actually doing some spider curls, we call them. So you're actually on an incline bench reversely, so laying down on it backwards. Really focusing on the head of the bicep here, controlling it down, stopping the momentum, and going back up. So get a weight you can control here. It's gonna kick your ass a little bit. Just make sure you can control it the whole way up and down. And then right after that, we're going straight over to what's called a single arm concentration curl with the cable. You have the easy bar here set up. Go ahead. This is more of a peak contraction workout. So we go from the working the firing, going a little heavier with the firing both heads on that, coming straight over, doing the single arm at a time, working on that peak bicep. Quick 1 second squeeze on the top, you gotta really feel that contraction. So the first thing we were doing about that 10-10-10, getting about 30 reps in there to pump the blood. Now we're gonna reduce that down a little bit, going about 10 to 12 reps here on both. So we'll make sure to tell you the rep count. Squeeze the top. Squeeze. Squeeze. Come on. Good. Come on. One quick tip here on these single arm curls, and you can do this with dumbbells or anything, standing cable, anything, is what I like to stress is rotating so you open up your hand when you come up. So when you curl, you're bringing your hand, your pinky out, so you're almost curling it. So what that does is it creates more of a contraction right here. He makes that movement, I want him to turn his wrist out. What that does is it creates more of a contraction on the peak. So what we're doing right now is focus on the peak of the bicep. What it does is it prevents more pressure and tension there. So now we're moving into some triceps. So on this one, you can do, we're kind of going to combine a few things here, but what you can do is the simple thing of doing some type of close grip bench. So what we're doing here is actually grabbing this bar, using just a regular press machine. This is an old press machine, and putting this bar in between it. So what this is doing is just creating your own bar here. You can do this on a Smith machine, you can do this on a flat bench, even dumbbells. The main thing is just working your triceps on the compound movement. But I like to do this because it really works the triceps a lot. And so if you have this option, try this out at home. Keep the elbows in, Just work on using your triceps to extend. So since we're going really heavy on the close grip bench, what I like to pair it with is usually some kind of isolation movement. So on these just arm days, when you're just doing supersets, I usually do a heavier compound movement with an isolation movement. So this one I have showed this in the past, but I really like it. Just a single arm isolation, we're working on extending the elbow. So like I said, this is actually a bicep machine. We're doing it backwards. So getting onto it backwards, and just work on isolating that tricep and extending. So we just, this is more of a pump out, about 15. This really works that longer head of the tricep. So Derek's doing a show here in about 4 weeks. So I'm tuning him in to do a classic show. We're going up to Minnesota. He's doing his first show of the year. So right now I have him more protocol of going a little bit higher rep, a little lighter weight, and just more rep out. So he's doing about 20 reps here. What he's doing is he's really focused on keeping those elbows in. So all we want is pure triceps. No chest today, just pure triceps. Everything's squared up, and there's that muscle-mind connection. So I'm huge on that, especially on these isolation movements. You gotta feel everything work. I don't care if it's 10 pounds. I told you in the past, no, 10 pounds, 100 pounds, it doesn't matter to me. Main thing is feeling the muscle work and knowing you get the right contraction. So we had to adjust him a little bit there. We moved his elbow in, and then we had to actually lower the weight, and now he's feeling everything. On the biceps here, so our next superset of biceps, what we're starting off with is, so it's an incline bench. So sitting on an incline bench, cable curl. So we opted for more of an easy bar type of grip here. I'm going more of a close grip. The main thing is to keep your elbows high on this. So elbows high, and it's more of a concentration again, and then squeeze at the top. Again, I always like to pause at the top, squeeze it, really feel that contraction, and then control it on the way down is the main thing. Control it down, curl, and squeeze. All right, so pairing with those cable curls, those incline curls, we're doing a reverse grip standing curl here. So again, working that brachioradialis. A lot of people don't work all parts of their biceps properly, so I like to incorporate everything. So here, pairing that with the cable curls. Here's Ben doing it. So grab on the reverse grip, and we'll control it. For our next tricep pair here, so what we're supersetting, a couple different unique ones. I really, like I said, a lot of isolation on this arm day. So this one's actually a reverse grip skull crusher. So a lot of you haven't seen this before. I really like it just to mix it up. So you got, like I said, variation, confuse the body, do different movements, different grips, different stances, everything. So you can see this, you go a lot lighter than you do usually on skull crusher, but really focus on the contraction and your grip here. So same principle, down to the forehead and up. Like I said, go about half the weight you usually do on this, just because the grip gives out first. And what we're pairing those reverse skull crushers with is, so this is a form of doing like a dumbbell, almost like a dumbbell skull crusher, but how you're working is, you're going from the inside out. So you're firing the elbows out and work on pushing both the dumbbells out at the same time. So you got a dumbbell in each hand, you're firing them out at the same time. You're on a slight incline. So the incline bench, get as high as it can go, and then work on really the concentration to pushing out the elbows and firing those triceps. So both of these exercises are unique. So they're unique in that they're not for beginners. I mean, these are just things I've been kind of incorporating the last year or so. The main thing is, get your compound movements down first, your basic skull crushers, tricep extensions, and then when you need your body to grow or hit plateaus, that's when you throw in variations like this. So a lot of this is new for them too, kind of kicking their ass, but the main thing is that you gotta confuse the body, confuse the muscles, and that creates growth.
Yep. Yep. Come on.
All right, so now it's time to get to our finishers. So we're doing one exercise of each here. So we're gonna do a tricep and a bicep. I'm gonna let these two do their triceps first. So what it is, it's actually a partner. This is one of my favorite partner finishers of either biceps or triceps. I call it a pyramid. So what's happening here is they're just doing a overhead rope extension. But how you're doing it is, so Ryan will do 12, and then they'll switch, and Derek will do 12. Ryan 10, Derek 10. Ryan 8, Derek 8. And so we'll go 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Then you go back up, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So you end up doing a lot of reps in a short amount of time. And your only rest time is when you guys are switching out and the other person's going. So kind of watch here real quick. Now Ryan's got 10. The main focus is to pick a weight that you're pretty much going to do the whole time. So hopefully, you know, you pick a weight that you can do 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and then sometimes on the way back up, you start fatiguing so much you can start lowering weight. But the main thing is just get those reps in, a quick break in between, and feeding off each other's partners here. Okay, so while they're doing triceps, we're gonna get to that next, but what we're doing is doing our finishing bicep. What I call this, and I like another good finisher I do, is called up the rack. So it's actually, you see a lot of people doing drop sets, you know, curls, dumbbell curls going down the rack, you know, reducing the weight, doing real high reps. What I'm doing here is we're actually gonna increase weight. We're starting off with 10 reps. We're gonna do single arm at a time. So right arm for 10, left arm for 10. We're gonna go up 10 pounds, right arm for 8, left arm for 8, go up 10 more pounds, right arm for 6, left arm for 6. So 10, 8, 6, going up 10 pounds each one, and then doing single arm at a time. So for the last thing, I usually like to do some kind of exercise that really stretches you out. So that's even back, you know, legs, I do hamstrings, that's like RDLs. Arms, I like to do triceps, so sometimes extension that really stretches you out because you already have all that blood pooled up. Your last exercise should really work on, you know, flexibility and stretching out the muscle. All right, so that's a wrap on our workout today. We're heading out to Australia tomorrow, me and Ivana are, so for her, looking really forward to it. So she had one hell of a week this week. Dropped another 3 pounds, I think, just leaning out. So we're heading to Australia. Right after the Arnold, we're having our honeymoon for 5 days. So we're going from Melbourne to Sydney and then enjoying ourselves for 5 days. So really excited to actually not do anything with weights for 5 days. I'm gonna go crazy, but she's making me, but I'm really gonna enjoy it, giving the body a break. Because what's gonna happen is, and now I'm gonna announce this now, is when we come back, I made the decision I'm going to compete at the Junior Nationals in Chicago. So that's June 14th, 15th, 16th weekend. The significance of that is last year, so actually the first time I competed was this past June, so not even a year ago. Did the Omaha show, won the overall, and that following weekend was Junior Nationals last year. So I didn't know what I was really doing. Ivana's like, hey, let's go to Junior Nationals next weekend. So 5 days later, did my second show. Ended up getting third, so missed the pro card by 1 spot in my second show in 6 days. So a lot of significance there in Chicago. So ever since then, kind of have had this day circled. So we decided, hey, what's my next step? I want to go back to Chicago and, you know, hopefully earn that pro card there on that stage that I started. So once we get back from Australia, I'll start my prep. Right now I'm about 222. I got to be about 197. So it's gonna be a lot. I mean, the next videos you'll see for the next couple months are just gonna be me slowly, you know, tightening it up, getting leaner and leaner. And that's what's next for me. And then we'll also be playing Ivana's next step. So main thing is we're gonna go attack Arnold this next week in Australia. Have a great time, a great honeymoon. We'll be filming all of that and bringing that back to you. And then the next step for me will be a Junior Nationals, and we'll be bringing more content on training, getting ready for shows and everything like that. So see you at the